Therapeutic Activity by Gustavo Morales Fuentes. Alrighty. First of all, I want to thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity to create these two fun activities. I'm definitely having a lot of fun with them. Alrighty, let's get started. So, presentation outline. Activity overview. I'm gonna quickly do a brief talking about an icebreaker, the main activity, why I chose it, and what do young people gain from it. Step 2, activity template review. I'm going over my activity template, what I wrote there, but basically making it easier for you to understand. Details about the icebreaker, details about the main activity, and conclusion. Alrighty, let's go. Alright, so my activity is called Icebreaker Nutrition Scavenger Hunt. The main activity is called Nutrition Connect 4. Alrighty, I chose these activities because they are very important to me, first of all, as an athlete. One of the most important parts is being healthy. And as well as, I thought it'd be a really cool life skill to know what healthy is. A lot of times we judge others because we don't understand what healthy is just because of what we see with our own eyes. So I think it's very informative. Alrighty. Second, going on to what do youth gain from it? My hope is that youth gain knowledge about nutrition while having fun through gameplay and teamwork. More about that later. Fun stuff happening today. Alrighty. Then we go on to activity objectives. So, basically, both my activities are very on par, they teach similar things to each other. I'm going to go over the differences, but these are the things that are the same in many ways. Alrighty. Provide engaging nutrition education experience. 2. Develop team and critical thinking skills through group play. Empower youth with the knowledge and life skills to make informed dietary choices. What I really wanted to do. Encourage nutritional interest through gameplay. I think that I personally like that. I like the idea that I could teach someone what nutrition really is. So I feel like all these objectives meet close to my heart, and it's definitely something I would want to do with a group of youth. Alrighty, promote lifelong well-being through nutritional facts. I feel like everything that I'm going to go over today are things that I've used in the last 10 years, last 15 years per se. So I could definitely veto the idea of using everything that we're going to go over today. Alrighty, let's move over. Veto, yeah. Alrighty, so activity template review. So this is the icebreaker and the main activities, similar category, life skills, teamwork, both how it require teamwork, critical thinking, very important, a lot of it. I like the idea of that you could critically think your way through many things, and frankly, it's a great skill and very underrated. Energizing. All of them are somewhat active. More on that later. Alrighty, so we're going to go on to age group and group sizes. So these differ a bit. Icebreaker, again, they're for 11 to 15 year olds. That's the kind of audience I was kind of thinking about. Both of the games are created by me in most of the sense. So they're geared for 11 to 15 year olds. Ideally, 1 to 2 participants per team. Today we're doing it by 2. We're also doing the main activity, 11 to 15 year olds. Ideally 4 to 8. It's great for groups that if you have 8 people in your group, a somewhat small group, 8 people, and then all the way to even 20. A little crowded, but 16 would just do. Perfect. Alrighty. So going on to the benefits of the population. Icebreaker and main activity both serve the same. So the benefits, so as I read this, as we are 11 to 15, we find ourselves in a critical development stage of heightened body awareness. We are also more independent and have more autonomy. One of the things that I wanted to go over in that method of understanding is that teaching nutrition, finding information, and defining what is health are very important. And that's what kind of keeps me going. Because some of us are just bigger in size by nature, example me, but I consider myself a very healthy, very active individual. Alrighty, moving on. So, therapeutic values. What are the values? So I designed this cool chart because first of all, I want to be different, and I want to show you different things. We don't want to just go over the whole slide. Basically, socialization, communication, enjoyment, problem solving, resiliency, confidence. Like, we'll need a lot of that because I'll teach you about. I'll go over that later. Anyway, engaging, collaboration, a lot of teamwork involved today. Connections, empowerment, well-being, empathy, critical thinking, and so on. All these are therapeutic values that I feel very strongly about. I want to be able to gear my activities for the benefit of the children in a way that it would be beneficial for them. Alright, moving on. What do we need? Materials needed. Icebreaker. All these activities are pretty simple. Various food items. So like any kind of packaged food, anything that you could kind of carry around. I do not mean cat food. I mean real food, real packages with real nutritional labels, because that's what we'll be using. 2 sets of 10 questions. You can make it longer or shorter depending on how many questions you add. 10 questions, I would say 10 questions is for 10 minutes. A very nice, gentle icebreaker to it. Answer sheets. So answer sheets are basically like we want like the person facilitating to actually know what they're looking for. So it's really good. So you yeah, and then pens for participations. I can't trust that, like half the time I don't walk with a pen, so I can't expect them to. All right, let's go on to main activity. So we need a pre-made Giant Connect 4. Where the heck do you get one of those? You make it. So I made this board, Connect 4. I didn't do it by myself. My daughter helped me with a lot of it. The grade was a lot harder than it looks. Either way, we made it. I'll show you how that works later. Really cool, really simple. I even made all 42 different tokens. Alrighty, going on. Nutritional questions 21. So basically, have ready 21 questions. I have that as an example on my therapeutic activity template form, so you can see that and what it looks like, because you'll need 21 one-word answers. More about that later. 42 pieces. I just toss them all over the floor. Timer, really helpful. Keeps you in control of the game. Tape or pins, depending on what you make the board. This board, I'll use tape because it's just simpler that way. If it's thicker, you can just use a pin. Alrighty, moving on. Alrighty, how do icebreakers? What do we do? How do we do it? Spread the food products all over the room. So we're in a big room. You got different things in the room. You got different tables, so on. You could do it in a very active room or a very decent normal classroom. Just have food everywhere and give people to make groups of 2. Divide the groups in 2. Spread all the food around. Everyone gets a paper of all the questions, and team must work together to find the answers. Very fun, a lot of investigating. They have to kind of go to each one and write down what the correct answer is for all of them. A quick example: how much calcium does milk have? And I'll have a milk carton, and they'll be able to see, okay, milk carton has something grams, and they'll write that down, and that'll be the answer, and then they'll move on. Alright, awesome. That's between 10 and 15 minutes. Again, you can make it faster, you can make it slower. It's about how you do it. Great fun, awesome teamwork. A lot of collaboration too, with different teams together. Alrighty.
Main activity, wait for it.
Main activity, wait for it. What do you mean? Oh, come over here. Alright, so we have a Connect 4 activity here. Can it be seen? Alrighty, so basically this is a Connect 4. This is something that me and my daughter made. Me, Gustavo Morales, and Reina Jones Fuentes here. It's a great example of a board that we'll be using for this activity, and then that can be used for this activity, although it can look very different depending on how you design it. Alrighty, so basically how do we play this? So first we divide the groups into 2. So again, we have 16 people, and we divided 8 participants each team. Already, we have 2 tables already pre-signed up for them. These tables have 21 tokens, 21 of these tokens on the table. And then using those 21 tokens, all of them have the answers, a one-word answer at the back. I have an example on our activity forms of what the questions would be and how one would answer would be able to answer those questions. Alrighty, designate one runner for the team. So I suggest that we have the tables about 5 meters away with the teams working together. So then what I'm going to happen is that once I call out the question, only one runner from each team is allowed to bring in the questions over. Alrighty, and so on. So basically, what it looked like is, what is a product with calcium, for example, and then someone, let's say the blue team comes in. Hold it. The blue team comes in, and then they bring milk. All right, awesome, milk. So then what they do is that they get to choose where to put it. Like, let's say they choose this line. So then we're going to put it over here. So blue gets to choose and puts it over there. And then red team automatically gets to put it after. So regardless of who gets the next round, she puts it next. Okay, so they want to go ahead and block the top. Perfect. And then this goes on and goes on. And then it goes on. Next round, red team wins. Blue's right after. Blue is want to score. He wants to put it somewhere here. And then go on until the game is finished. And what it looks like, it would look like something like this. Connect 4, and the game would be over. This would generally take between 40 to an hour, depending. Like, it's actually pretty hard to win. And now that you had a great performance by my lovely assistants, here we are. We're going to move on to debrief questions. Alrighty. So, what is the most interesting nutrition fact you learned? I think this is a great question for the youth, and frankly, I'd like to hear if they actually learned anything in general, if anything caught their interest. All right, 2. How did the teamwork contribute to the success of your team? The kind of answers I would like, by having a designated runner, or by having everybody kind of figure out the answers. Maybe there was some team leader that stood out more than others. I would like to hear all about that and how they came about the answer. The way did the competitive nature of the game enhance your learning experience about nutrition? I'm wondering if the pace or the gameplay idea taught them anything about nutrition. Like, for example, me speeding it up and running to know the answers, having the answers right away on hand. Or maybe that tricky idea that one-word answers was hard to identify with the whole question itself. Either way, that is my question, and I think they're very good. Alright, this is a tough one. Pitfalls and precautions. And frankly, this is a nice, lovely game. Alrighty. So, with pitfalls, I put here all the pitfalls. So, tripping accidents. When they're running back and forth, I'm really worried that they could definitely fall. So, what do I have here? Do we have encourage, support, an inclusive environment that doesn't kind of take care of it? Work with the group and find an answer? Not really. Remind of safe movement. We got before we go about the game, we definitely remind them what is safe movement. We tell them to run in this direction. Careful not to bump into anybody. That's what we're gonna do right there. Alrighty, I wanted to use the black pen. Alrighty, overly competitive. In this game, you can get overly competitive. I feel Connect 4 itself is quite competitive. Imagine running and adding a group to it. Definitely very competitive. So we're going to encourage a supportive and inclusive environment, because I think that's really cool. And then that tells them that it's not so much about winning for this, although winning is a great thing. They could definitely feel included and feel like they made a difference or participated. Alrighty, listen to the answers. Work with your group to find answers. By listening, I mean like cheating. I don't want them to cheat. It's not that I have anything against it. I just don't want them to cheat, because finding out your own answers, there's a lot more pride into that. Alrighty, so that's basically it. Alrighty, let's move on to the next part. The referrals. Alright, so with the referrals, the icebreaker, fun story. Me and my daughter went walking around a dollar store, and I was kind of asking her what should I make for my activity. She picked something up and she said scavenger hunt, and I just had to adjust from there, and we created this game. scavenger hunt with nutritional labels. Alright, Reina John Fuentes, me and myself. She kind of thought about it. I just went with it. The main activity, using Connect 4, which is a Hasbro product, and the creator of Howard. The Howard Wexler is the creator of Connect 4. I want to thank them for thinking about this game, as it inspired me to create my game. I probably revisioned it twice. Great game, and I'm glad I was able to come up with this game. It looks very fun. Alrighty, let's move on. Questions, comments, inquiries, please leave them in the discussion board under this thread. I'd like to hear all about it. I really want to know if this makes sense to you, because I'm really excited about this game. I really want to see how it is, and if you want to do it yourselves, let me know. It's just a fun activity overall. Great stuff. And it's about an hour, because the main activity is about a 40 to 50 minute game. Because, like, frankly, they're not going to make Connect 4 right away. It's going to take quite a long time. Thank you very much for listening to this video and watching it through the whole time. It wasn't easy. I am not that great of a speaker. Thank you very much. Toodaloo.